for so many billions of years, what are a few hours or a few days or a few centuries? We had a wonderful time here, and a lot of hearts connected with heads. That is the ultimate balance. Balance between the discernible, the senses, and the light that is ever constant. The balance between us all being very different. Everyone is different. Everyone is different every minute. And everyone is the same. Everyone is different in their color, in their breathing, in their health, in their mind. Different. In the extent of agitation, the extent of the ability to be quiet, different, and the same. You have the same soul and wanting the same thing. And it's not a thing. You want to know for sure within your own heart of hearts that all is well, all has been well, all will be well. But you now need to access that perfect wellness, even though when you are not well, even though when you are angry, even though when you are agitated. If you don't have that reference, then you remain confused like everyone else. If you don't have that calibration, you are not sure. Is it the right time? Is it the right place? Is it the right way? Is it what is right? What is wrong? The whole business is about perspective. Perspective is relative. You take perspective for the hour of the day or whatever. And then you take perspective from that which is not in space and time. And that is within you. If you have that perspective, every other perspective falls into place. It's important to have a perspective of the time you are living in, the place you are living in, the people around you, the environment, and all other discernible, discussable issues. These are relative perspectives. There are wonderful stories in the Quran that people wanted to know what is this thing of time. So they froze. There were 3 stories which are very clear that time stopped. 300 and whatever years, or 100 odd years. And then also we are given these wonderful metaphors that in the hereafter, people try to remember how long had they been before in this zone of existence, within space and time. And they think it was maybe an hour or 2 or an afternoon, or part of a day. It is all relative. So if you want to put the right things in perspective, stop everything. Go to the point of singularity, al-jama, before any dispersion. Everything is gathered into that infinitude of no-thingness. That is the right perspective. Die before you die means that. Stop it all. And then you find the movement is all right. Even you put up with the noise. It's part of the practice of trying to play a role. I am a doer. Yes, don't you see I did this, my building. This is the university is after my name. Before he died, he asked, for how many years will the country still remain named after me? Rhodesia. 2,000 years, it's not bad. What is that? You want to leave your trace here. It's my children, my family, my dog, my control. You are under control of what? Same light, the perfect light, the divine light, with all kinds of filters birth, of color, of skin, of culture, of religion, color after color after color, so you end up where you are now. Same light, we're all the same, but very different colors and psychedelic outcomes. We are exactly the same and intensely different at the same time. This is the puzzle. This is why I say, but I told them to do that. I mentioned that. You tell yes. They don't want to do it with me. Everyone is pretending to be independent, and everyone is totally dependent at the same time. This is the balance. You're here, not of here. You're breathing in, you're breathing out. You're balanced between the earthly and heavenly. You're balanced between air. You're balanced by your structure. You're balanced by all the millions of small chemical events in you, and the electromagnetic signals in your neurons, billions of them. So you've heard quite a bit, you shared quite a bit on that issue. The more you reflect, the more you manage to stop, the more you are qualified to start or to move. If you want your movement to be at all times with no regrets, stop in between many, many times, as though it's the last step you can take. And then your presence will give potency to what you are doing. Each one of us have experienced many situations where everything became easy and it flew. You don't know how it is, as though it just happened. We call that grace or barakah or something. That field of energy exists all the time. But not only you need to enter into that field, you need to carry it with you. That is the truth. You need to enter. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة راضية مرضية. Once you are in اطمئنان, همش عصود بشيء. Once you are in that inner certainty that Allah is in charge, everything is according to a perfect pattern. But my eyes and my focus and my lens is on something else. It is on my project. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, the ayah says, return it. Look back. Let your nafs be aside. Enter it with contentment, with joyfulness, with cheerfulness. Once people start using threat, start using all kinds of other emotional negativities and blackmails, no, those people are finished. Once they start attacking anything that is slightly different to what they think is the exclusive, they're lost. It is both exclusive and inclusive. This is Allah's creation. Many millions, probably not much less than several, maybe 4 or 5 millions of species, and from them all kinds of other subspecies, and trillions of different types of planktons. More than half of the oxygen we use comes from planktons, from tiny, tiny creatures in the oceans. What do we know? Just as well you don't know. If you remain in the moment, you don't need to know anything. The next moment will declare If you love something, you want it forever. And the truth is forever. Reality is forever. It is not subject to space and time. That is the whole story. The more you practice it in your own day-to-day, the more you find that is the only truth. Everything else was a lie with few sparks of that truth. That's all. So truth permeates all. That's why we say Allah permeates all. It's true. But how does it appear at the end? It will be like a dark, absolute, like undiscernible stillness. That's it. The rest is metaphoric. The rest are symbols. The rest are signs. Signs within you, on the horizon, about you, before you. Trust in the moment. Have some plans. Do look at the schedule of a timetable, trains or the planes, that's fine. But when it changes and there is nothing much you can do about it, get back to the moment. Otherwise, half of you is shattered with unfulfilled hope, and the other half is fearful as to the uncertainty and the unknown. So where are you? So the most important thing is for you to check yourself by yourself. Nobody, no matter how many prophets or people you call closer to God come, they cannot do a thing to you. At best, they can be as mirrors. But you have to then look in the mirror and do the appropriate adjustments. That's all. Any friend you have is a mirror. A reliable friend is somebody who is not just going to pamper your whims. Someone who tells you, look here, for your future you will regret it. This is not, the way you are conducting yourself is going to be self-destructive. Help, do what you can, give. But if you have expectations, you'll be as disappointed. And that is how you are going to be, in a way, tested. There is no such thing as a great God sitting somewhere having a laugh because he's testing you. You are given the procedure, the chemistry of that testing, as well as the referral to the balance formula. Every mathematical, simple balance has in it this side of the balance, that side of the balance. Until such time, you are constantly recalibrating with the middle of the balance that doesn't move. The center of the wheel is not turned. If you are on the edge of the wheel, of course, you are all the time catching the grit on the road. And you're in ever-increasing speed and also friction. Go to the center of the wheel, that one dot, be that atom, it doesn't matter. You are both. Having been born, you're dying, changing, moving. Day after day, every few hours, the chemistry is different. But there is something within you that never ever changes. And that is beyond pleasure and pain, beyond even joy or bliss. That is the divine in you. So, have a blessed time. Be with those who remind you of who you are not. And by default, you will come to know who you really are. You are the same as every other soul, every other human being. And within us, we have a memory, traces of all that went before, all of the creatures. The first cell, some billions of years ago, was semi-permeable, allowing in, out. That's why when people become stagnant, even so-called religious people, when they become fixed, know they are dead. It has to give breathe in, breathe out. That is how life began. And that is where life can be sustained. Semi-permeable cell. There is a flow in it. So, I'm quite delighted to have been here. As always, I'm very reluctant to come to people that are often scary. But I am quite really happy to have come. And I hope and pray that the little there is between you, which is some goodwill, some aspiration to get out of the box. Everybody is within their box, and no two boxes are the same. You know, your injuries, your forgiveness, your culture, your likes of spice and food, and everything is different. So, and it doesn't matter. You have some similarities, something in common. You want to be in the company of those who are not just on the same book, not on the same chapter, not on the same line, not even the same dot, just the same. There's a great deal of grace in that. When it happens, it's wonderful. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. It's a big thing. You cannot plan for it. You can do your best. You can hope. When it happens, it's wonderful. And that is really the family that you choose. So I hope soon you people here will find a place. It's very important to have that regularity of the same space. It becomes a sacred space. And there are enough goodwill, enough presence, enough. The place becomes, in a way, sanctified. So I hope soon you have a place here, and also in Cape Town, so that other hearts can come. You will find some new people who come to you are not suitable to them or to you. That's fine, they come and then they leave. Make the food more spicier, they leave. Or if they like, make it bland. And after a few days, it must gel. It must come with the right intention. You find many people will come to you who are simply desperate. So is everybody else. I haven't met anybody who's not desperate, to varying degrees. And of course, cosmetics hides a lot. The skin industry does a lot. And then compare, I'm told that's first, and then face, and then nails. I can imagine. So, that's the world we are living in. So, make a place, have a place, that when people come, they come with the right intention. So that they will be touched by the light that is also emitted from their own heart to be transformed. What is missing nowadays is humanity. The biggest issues in the so-called Muslim world is lack of humanity. They don't honor human beings. They don't have reverence for this son of Adam or the daughter of Adam. This is the biggest issue now. Make a place a bit available, a bit accessible for those who need it. And some of those who come, they just want to sit around, allow them. Some of them come, they want to serve. It's not easy nowadays to serve. We're living in a society that's everything is according to money exchange. So that voluntary thing is almost missing. It's beginning to come up because of the need of the people. I just looked at some clips about the Arba'een of Karbala. It's estimated 23, 24 million people this year. Nothing organized. Totally voluntary. This process hardly existed 10 years ago. Can you imagine when poor Iraq is being devastated over and over and over? 20-odd million people descend from well over 60 countries in the world, over 80 odd kilometers. Tens of thousands of people trying to serve on the spot. What does that mean? People love to serve. We like to be generous. We like to give. But who do you give to? Most of the people I see are overeaten, overindulgent. They have too much. Who do you give? You have to take that to stop it. So the aspect of generosity is very important for us. To have an opportunity to serve. Some of the people who come to your center like to serve. It's wonderful. Be indebted to them and acknowledge them. Some others want to simply be around and see if there's any task to be done, any help, any fixing of this or that. Because others would love to feed. فَلْيَنْظُرُ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ. The ayah says, look into the ingredients of your food. Ta'am also means any provision. Of course, provision is not just what you put in your mouth, not only what you breathe, not only what everything else. What about the things you touch? What about the flower you smell? What about the love you give and share? These are all provisions. So your center should have all kinds of different possibilities for these provisions. It will be a great success, and it will succeed, and whoever does it will be the first beneficiaries. The beginning looks a bit difficult. There's no difficulty. Start with whatever is easy. Rent a place, a small place. Don't go for anything fancy. Both here and Cape Town. A small, one hall of whatever, 8, 10, 12 meter by 5, 6 meter, and 1 or 2 rooms and a kitchen and a toilet and a bathroom, and that's it. People must belong to it. It must have its courtesies. And have a very simple rule for courtesy of the place. Not only you take your shoes off, also take your baggage, and take your hatred, take your suspicion off, leave it there. So have a nice little box at the entrance. Beside the clothes, this is for your rubbish. And have a nice flush next to the clothes. Really, you must laugh, you must have fun, and enjoy it. And every now and then somebody must be asked that, please go back again and flush it. Maybe every 10 minutes. Life must be enjoyed. You can't do it when there is a lot of fuss and muss and fuss. It doesn't work. It's a lie. That's cosmetics. It's hello, have a nice day. She has just quarreled with her husband. She has just cursed traffic. She does this and that, and she couldn't find a car park. And the children, and one of the children had lost their shoe there. Have a nice day. Why are you kidding? You know, enough is enough of this absurdities that we all mimic from each other. That's why you have to find people who are going to be totally, utterly, continuously present. With that comes honesty. Honesty doesn't mean all the time you say to the person, oh, you look very ugly. Oh, I don't like your shirt. What does that to do with you? So, nor are you there to simply say, oh, what a nice dress. And he said, oh. Don't either. You have no presence, then you have no life. You're not alive. You're just Bismillah. Have a nice day.
Shaykh Fadhlalla had earlier said, with the permission to, you said you wanted everyone to sort of, who wanted to say a word. Did you?
If they're silent.
If they're silent,
If they're silent, they can have a word.
Perfect.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Auntie Banu's got some gifts for some of the speakers, so if I can ask her to come forward. The first person is Munira.
I'm doing this to share with her the gift.
You're getting that as well.
It's all about benefits.
I think you
It
get
is,
that too.
it is co-authored.
Oh, then I remember them.
You did.
Now, the gift comes with the gift bearer at the same time.
I'd like them to hear as well. The gift bearer comes with the gifts.
We will
That's a
keep,
very cute gift.
we will
that is,
keep
yes.
the gift and who's bringing it as well.
Nice.
The next one's Kumana.
Oh.